Hello, everybody. Linda Morrison here, Ageless Body Formula. I'm going to talk today about a topic that is really common, and that is self-sabotage or sabotage cycles. And no one really gets out of this predicament that we can get ourselves in, whereby we stop ourselves from getting all we want. And it can happen to the best of us, and it can happen on lots of different levels. Somehow, actually, people even call it procrastination. So the self-sabotage cycle, and I'm going to talk about it in regard really to your advancement in your health and well-being and your weight loss, etc. But it can apply to all areas of your life. For those who don't know, I've been a success and behavior change specialist for over 30 years, and I'm a coach of women, mainly now women over 40, people over 40, who are really wanting an amazing life. So they're really wanting to get into this space where they feel that they've got flow and ease and enjoyment in their life, and they're actually moving forward and achieving all the highs and and all the goals that they're and desires that they're actually wanting. And a big part of that, of course, is feeling good in your health, because you don't feel good in your health, and you start to have a slippery slope in that, then you won't achieve other things, such as a rocking relationship, a fantastic business, a fantastic career, more study, more travel, more highlights in your life. So I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to just start with, do you have a block in achieving your best body? So is there a block for you? Are you self-sabotaging in effect? And really what we want to talk about here is what's sabotaging your weight loss, or what's sabotaging you getting your best body that you absolutely want. A big part of our transformations actually comes in and around helping to keep you unbelievably fit, healthy, feeling fabulous, and getting to that desired outcome. So weight loss is a big thing that we actually work with, but maintaining then that weight loss and that new body, right? So in and around this, your identity is really important. So I want you to have a think about the fact that, or if you identify as someone that's fit, fabulous, feeling terrific, or someone that struggles with their weight. We hear that a lot. I have body weight struggles, or I have energy struggles, or health struggles. To be honest with you all, the majority of people that I get to work with have actually got a challenge around their health. Okay, so it might be an autoimmune disease. It might be the fact they perhaps can't use, one side of their body, or they have a bad knee injury, or they are struggling with a new diagnosis around their health. So it's not unusual to work with people who have got challenges. So don't actually even feel that you have to have a perfect slate body to get a better body. And you really can get it and feel amazing in your own skin. So why do we sabotage? One of the biggest things with sabotage, or when we self-sabotage, it comes around these times. So just listening on into this, when we're in fear, okay, so there's an unknown, we're scared, we tend to be afraid and fawn or fight, or do behaviors that are non-conducive to getting the body that we're actually wanting. When we feel threatened, that might be another reason. And again, that's all about that fight flight. When we forget what we really want, we tend to self-sabotage. Now, the reasons that we forget is, to be honest, is that we don't have our goals and our desires front of mind. I write mine down all of the time. You see, I've got a permanent whiteboard here. I've obviously got my stretching poster that I produced in the back here. And I've also got things to remind me of my goals all around me. And that becomes a very, very important thing to do, to keep you on the page, so you don't sabotage your progress. Another time that we self-sabotage is when we might feel trapped or overwhelmed. Now, overwhelm can come, I find, by 9 o'clock in the morning, if you've got a busy day and a long to-do list and things like that, and you might not prioritize yourself, and then you fall into a self-sabotage cycle of going, oh, I don't matter, and I messed up today completely, so therefore I can't get back on track with my schedule of fabulousness, that maybe the Ageless Body Formula has given you, or that actually makes you thrive. Okay. Now, another way that we may self-sabotage is by other people's compliments or criticisms. Okay. And this is where you might be going along quite well, really, really quite well. And someone floods in and says something that either knocks you off. So it either is a compliment. This happens a lot with my clients, that when they lose about 7 to 10 kilos, people come in with a compliment and you look fabulous. What are you doing? And they're not used to the attention. And then they can fall off their pattern of their schedule of fabulousness, get their Ageless Body Formula, for example, and fall right back into old patterns. Or it can come in form of a criticism. I know a lot of people are actually said, oh, don't lose more weight, you'll get too skinny. And that can knock them off as well. So I want you to just be aware of that with your own patterns. Are you doing that? Are you literally finding that you are in fear, you feel threatened, you're overwhelmed, okay, and you feel trapped? Maybe your schedule and strategies are too strict, that they actually need to be calmed down and pulled apart a little bit, so that you do get a proper forward motion of progress. The other thing is, we're not, all of us self-sabotage at some point. We might fall off our sleep patterns, which affects our energy to be able to do good workouts. And this actually happened to me a few weeks ago, is that my workouts were done at about 60% capacity, not, 100% capacity, because my sleep was off. So, but the point was, I kept on going. We kept on moving toward the goal. And I want you to know that there will be those ebbs and flows. It's really, really important not to self-sabotage the entire progress of your form and how quickly you want to get to your goal, just because you've been a bit sick one week or you're not sleeping very well at the moment. Forward is forward. Okay, so it's really, really important to actually acknowledge that forward is forward. So I want you to really think about that for yourself and be very, very, very aware. Another big part of all of this, of course, I'm in the world of body transformations where people get great results. If you don't have a belief around the capacity that you can achieve a great result, that can actually sabotage your forward motion. Just know this: if someone has done it before, you've got someone good in your corner, such as a coach and mentor like myself, who knows how to make it happen, and you do the work on a consistent basis, you will get to your goal. Okay? You will absolutely get to your goal. The belief will come in as you start to see a little bit more progress there. So don't allow your non-belief in your efforts, because you've tried and failed before, to affect this go at it this time. Okay, I think I've explained that quite well there. Let me just move through my pages here. Now, how do we stop self-sabotage? There's a number of ways. The biggest thing is taking charge of your mornings. So doing some listening into some motivation and structure, like myself, almost every day. Another, obviously, is your morning ritual of health. You start with big hydration. Okay, you put some Himalayan sea salts into a purified water. Hydration, unbelievable. Get some magnesium in your body, some sodium, potassium, calcium straight away, and also the electrolytes. So you start to hydrate your body. You should wake a little bit dehydrated because you've been asleep all night. So we want to get that hydration in there. It might be a time that you want to take some extra supplementation that I can talk about another time. And then the perfect thing to do would be to actually do a good strength-based program, okay, strength training. After which, a really good idea is to call in your mindfulness, or even when you're strength training, I find that you've got to be very, very, very mindful. And that's so that you don't drop the weights on yourself. So that is a really good flow of meditation and mindfulness and stress reduction for myself. I think it's wonderful. But the rehearsal then of the body that you're going to call in, the energy, the body, the new life zest that you're actually going to call in, that's a really, really good time to do it. All of this should really ideally be done before you look at your emails, before you look at your phone, before you actually look at anything else to do for others. It's literally calling in a space where you're saying to your soul and the universe that you're the most important thing. And once all that's done, a good protein-rich meal, breakfast, fantastic. Then, do your body scrubs in your shower and get on with your day. I assume most of you need to go off to do some obligations and work and things like that after which. But that, where you value this space for yourself, your health, calling in your best body, and reminding yourself, remember, one of the big self-sabotage things is not actually being on the list at all. The boss comes first and the kids come first and the shopping comes first, everything else comes first. But no, you actually have to come first. And that is hands down how I have been able to consistently over the decades keep the best body possible for myself. Okay, really, really, really important. So self-sabotage can look like this. I may be saying this and you may be going, oh, well, I already know this. That's a way of self-sabotaging. I know you know this. It is my job to call you on it and to have you have a really clear, really good distinction in and around getting what you want, okay? Holding you to task and holding you on a cycle that spirals you up, not down. All right, really super important. So, really this self-sabotage can come in these types of ways. Overeating sugar, smoking, drinking, self-hate, body help, criticism of yourself and others, okay? Because quite often everyone's got an opinion about what other people should do, whereas if they kept on their page, we find that they're a lot happier. And then another thing is excessive worry. So remember, around about 95% of what we worry about is not going to come to fruition. So really, the worry bandits can come in. I want you to stay on the side of bringing in your goals. So good stuff that you're bringing in every single day. Part of that is your gratefulness journaling as well. So I tend to do that in thoughtfulness, and then just in places all around what I'm grateful for, things that I'm actually grateful for, because that will start bringing in more of what you want and blocking out or crowding out, we call it, what you don't want. Okay, so really, really super, super important. Now, where are you falling over on any of those things? And I want you to be really self-aware and just really, really honest. I'm not going to mark your workbooks like a grade 6 teacher or anything like that, but usually we know where we're not doing well. The other thing that I actually find, and because I have worked always with extremely busy people, and I am one myself with my global businesses and online businesses where there is always jobs to do, I actually find that I get to the best effectiveness strategy and formula to get what I want. So that way I go faster to my goal, and the faster you get results, the more motivated you are to continue to try. Okay, so I've experimented and tried with so many different things over the years, and I have an incredible formula to make sure that you get to what you're actually wanting in the fastest possible time, because then it keeps you engaged and interested and wanting to try harder and all of those other things. Okay, All right, so thank you for listening to this, my talk on self-sabotage. I do have courses on this as well, and I'll put those links below so that you can get involved in our Ageless Body 6-week transformation. And also you can work with me in 6-month and 12-month blocks as well on my VIP levels. So there's a couple of spots available for those as well. So do reach out. The links and my emails are below.